На спуску надо.
It's November 24, Ukraine Media Center confirms starts its operation. My name is Svetlana Shaparenko, and now we will be talking about the new church calendar of the Orthodox Church of Ukraine. Joining us online is Heorhii Kovalenko, priest of the Orthodox Church of Ukraine. Good morning, Mr. Heorhii. Good morning. Glory to Ukraine, glory to Christ, glory to the heroes. So, Mr. Heorhii, let's double check, when do we celebrate the whole church holidays under the new calendar? When do we put the presents under the Christmas tree? And when do we dive in a hole in the ice? So 6th of December is the Saint Nicholas Day, 6th January is the Baptism Day, Christmas is 25th of December, so put the Christmas gifts under the Christmas tree just on this day. So we celebrate it just like all over the world. We calculate the new year starting from the birth of Christ. Well, we understand that the society is flexible. We want to be like the West, like Europe, but the congregations of some churches, they can be more conservative. You know, how do we explain such changes to the people? Why should they switch to the new calendar? Well, in fact, it's a myth. And more conservatives are those influenced by Russian world. Their congregations, the congregations of the Moscow Patriarchate, it was quite unexpected for me. I mean, this my personal feeling from this switch, and the things that congregations tell us, we're not tied to the calendar, to the figures, so we're tied to the holidays. And the feeling of holiday, it does not necessarily correlate with the calendar. It's not about dates and figures, it's about what we celebrate. And on top of that, it seems to me that it could be predictable, you know, that previously we had New Year and then Old New Year. And even the last year we had this opportunity to celebrate Christmas on the 25th of December. It seemed to us it would be natural to celebrate starting from the 25th of December until the 7th of January, to have two Christmases. It would be cool. But in reality, after celebrating Christmas on the 25th of December, we celebrate the New Year, and then the life goes on in a normal way. This is why it seems to me that all those conversations about excessive conservative nature of the congregations, they are a little bit exaggerated. Obviously, in religious community, there are more conservative people or fundamentalistically tuned people, but the Orthodox Church of Ukraine is an integral part of Ukrainian people. We live in the same rhythm with the whole society, and it's very good to have those rhythms synchronized. And it's definitely what makes Ukrainian church different from the Moscow church. But that's not the point. The point is that we got ourselves synchronized with the astronomic calendar. We don't have to explain why from the astronomic angle the church doesn't count with the reality, with the scientific reality. And it seems to me that it's a made-up problem that really does not exist. Well, switching to new calendar, is it mandatory for the churches, or the churches still can decide, like, no, we want the service to be on the 7th of January, or some churches will have services both on 24th and on of December and on the 6th of January? Well, I think it's possible in some of the monasteries and convents. The switching is voluntary, but the whole session that was taken that decision, I think only a couple of representatives were abstaining from voting pro. Still, and on top of that, we have an experience when Kyiv Pechersk Lavra first decided to adhere to the old style, hoping thus probably to extend a hand to the monks from Moscow Patriarchate, so they joined with the Orthodox Church of Ukraine. However, the realities that unfolded within 2 months, they demonstrated that the number of people, the size of congregations started increasing in Lavra, and they started asking the same question: why aren't you in the same rhythm with the Orthodox Church of Ukraine? And with the beginning of the feast, or fast, I'm sorry, they started synchronizing their calendar with the Orthodox Church of Ukraine. So does the Orthodox Church of Ukraine work with those parephas working under old style, and how do you try to explain it to them that they have to adapt to the new style? Well, you know, even in Constantinople Patriarchate, there are some parishes who live under different styles. The main church lives under the new style, and it doesn't create an obstacle for them to visit each other on holidays, to celebrate. So we have an experience of Greek churches that dates back to the beginning of the 20th century, when, you know, everybody tried to be segregated, but then we came to the point when unity is bigger than the matter of orthodoxy. So I don't think it's a problem that some monasteries will live under the new style and some under the new. We still can exchange thoughts, opinions. We can stand on our own. We can stand on a stance, but the integrity doesn't necessarily mean the same nature, but the unity of thoughts. If we do it on different dates, I don't think that it changes something in our confession. Calendar is no dogma. It's a people's contraption. You know, people calculate time, and even in this case, people don't manage to make it quite precisely, because the laws and the cycles that the aerial bodies move according to, they change. And that's why those who switch to the new calendar should not disrespect those who remain living under the old calendar. And in the same way, those who live under the old calendar should not cut their ties with those who switch to the new one. It's a Christian nature of ours, so let's not repeat the mistakes of other churches that did so. Sir, in your opinion, how did the full-scale invasion of Ukraine by Russia help us switch to the new calendar? And for people, is it a contribution to the victory? Is it a protest against all Russian, or is it a desire to live closer to the West, to live under the Western standards? Well, I don't think that we should view this matter specifically under this angle. Obviously, war was a catalyst. It gave some momentum to this. However, the talks about it, the aspiration to move in an adequate way along the movement of the celestial bodies. Well, it's something that was discussed starting from the beginning of the 20th century. It's not about Soviet or post-Soviet space or difference from Russia. It's a regular requirement of reason. Let's put it like this. On the other hand, it was considered for a long time that it's a position of a more of a liberal, educated, and more modern part of the church, who really want this unity to be of global nature, the unity of orthodoxy with other Christian traditions. However, the war did expedite all those things, all those processes. It gave it a political component, and now we can really discern Ukrainian Church from Moscow Patriarchate Church by the days we celebrate different holidays on, and staying on the old calendar is one of the indicators of being in one calendar and traditional space with the Moscow Patriarchate. However, it's not the main reason, it's not the main topic in this matter. However, it did play its role, yes. Thank you. We seem not to have any questions on the floor. Mr. Heorhii, thank you very much for explaining us the matter with the new calendar of the new Orthodox Church of Ukraine. Joining us was Heorhii Kovalenko, priest of the Orthodox Church of Ukraine, and we will be back on at 12 o'clock. Joining us will be Sergei Marchenko, the Minister of Finance of Ukraine, and we will talk about the budget for the next year. Stay tuned.
До побачення.